Alright, welcome to my wiki page. I made it for my current math classes, and I think it would be really fun to implement sometime. Here's just the basic page. Put a link to our school website. And then from there, you could get more information about the school. And then I inserted a page of photos of my kids. I took them on the last day of school, so each class is listed here. And then I also made links if you just click on the picture of the math book that I teach. I teach on level and honors, so to include both of them. And then I also am in charge of the yearbook. So all three of those, the picture is actually a link. Excuse me. So if you click on the on level one, it takes it to the on level page. And I didn't put all of the information since I don't use it for a current class, but it just kind of started and put links in there of what I could do if I were to use this for my class. This is the last unit we covered with Unit 9, and so if they wanted copies of the notes, they could just click that link and get a copy of the notes, or they could get a copy of the work time right there. And so from there, they could either save or print it or whatever they wanted to do. That's one lesson in one day, and then here would be another lesson and another lesson. So that's for course 2. And then if you click on the honors math, it takes you to the honors page. And again, the same setup where this was the next to last unit we covered in course 3, your honors, and the title of the unit, the notes, and the work time that goes with each of them. So there's the notes. And this is what they do get in class. So if they are absent or whatnot, they could go and look this information up, or if they just wanted an extra copy of it. So this is the actual work that we do in class, what I print for them and hand out to them. Okay, and embedded pictures. And then I also embedded some files from Khan Academy so that if they wanted to watch some good examples of, like, this is how to solve equations with variables on both sides, so they could watch those videos if they wanted to. They're relevant to the lesson. I embedded 2 of them. And I would imagine as I go on and I add more and more files, I would still embed more videos, especially from the Khan Academy, because they're consistent and they're really good videos. Okay, then if we go back to our home page, if we click on the link of my name, it takes me to an About Me page, just a little blurb about me. Back to the home page. And if we click on the link to the cover of the yearbook, just gives you some basic information about the yearbook. You can download the order form so they could print this out and bring it into the school to pay for the yearbook. They could also email me by clicking this link here. This is my Google number I set up for my classroom. I give it out to everyone so they can either text or call me on it. I had a link to my Facebook page, so if they wanted to like me on Facebook, they could go there. Okay. They can also message me on Kick, which I use frequently, especially after I broke my leg. And then I'm also on Twitter. Okay, and then I'm not super happy with how this turned out, but I didn't want to make it a scribe document. I tried that, and I just didn't like how it looked. But this is the actual yearbook files. So I think if I had different software to make it with and publish it with, I would probably do this as JPEGs rather than a PDF. Just because I don't want all the kids to be able to just save it. You know, this is something that we print and bind and make available for them. But it would be fun for them to be able to see it. So anyway, they could go through and look at the yearbook. And each of these is a section. Like I said, I made it in Publisher, so the way that it exported wasn't ideal, but I thought it would be fun to be able to include some of that information on this wiki page. Okay. So then going back to the home page, this was really easy to use. I just signed up for the wiki and gave my page a name, and then just, so I went by adding a page, gave it a name, and hit create. Started with my home page. It was real easy to insert files. You know, as you see, I have a whole bunch listed here, but you know, you just upload the file from your computer and insert it, and then I noticed that you can resize it or center it or put it in middle alignment, and you can also create a link to either a page or a website or wherever you want to go, and you can also add a caption to it. Also found that creating links was pretty easy. I typed the text first and then I hit link, and then you know from here chose where it was going to go, whether it's a web address or on the yearbook page I put my email address in. So those were pretty easy to create as well. Um, on the page with the videos, I just hit widget and video in the YouTube video, and from the YouTube website, I just copied and pasted the information to click embed and hit save. So it was really easy to put in. Um, I think if I were using this in class, it'd be fun to create some polls. Just ask my students some questions and see what kind of answers they get. I think that would be fun to do. Um, yeah, also, I think I would use this calendar feature. I could put due dates and stuff like that. I think that would be really fun if I just set up a Google Calendar. I played with that, but I don't have any info set up, and since school's out, I didn't want to create a calendar that wasn't relevant or anything. Um, I found out how to modify the text. I hit this text button, and that brought up the different fonts. I can make it bigger, smaller, change the color, change the background color, all that good stuff. And it gave me a nice preview before I wanted to apply it, so I didn't have to go back and forth all the time. Um, oh, and then to invite members, oops, let's get out of there. Go to the members page, and for part of the assignment, I was supposed to invite Dr. Moody and then two of my classmates. So I invited them, and it can show up here, which is kind of nice to see if people have accepted or not. Another thing that I kind of played with, but I didn't save, was creating projects. You could add a project and put all this information, there you go, start date, due date, and that kind of stuff. And I think you can share it with other people so that you could create something together on here. I think that's a really neat feature. So anyway, um, I think that's pretty much it. Fairly easy to navigate. Here's all the titles of the pages over here, and like I said, everything's just pretty much a hyperlink, and I would love to use this with my classes. I'm thinking about doing it for next year and giving that page out to them at the beginning of the year. So it's really fun to be able to see all that information, and it'd be great if the kids were to come here and use it. And especially for the yearbook, since that's a school-wide thing and we have 1,000 students, it would be nice if they could all go to this website to get information about the yearbook. So anyway, I think that's it. I hope this wiki's helped somebody else create theirs in the future, maybe. And if not, I had a great time using it, and like I said, it was pretty easy to do. So I think that's it. Thank you for listening.